It's an absolutely horrendous day here in the northwest of the UK. We've got another one of these storms. It'll have a name, but I don't even know what this one's name is. Is it Kathleen or something like that? I've not a clue. I've lost track. But it's horrendous. But no matter how horrendous it is, have you noticed how dogs, for the most part, are happy? Unlike us. We live our lives trapped in societal norms. We're being like dictated to by society. How we act, how we react, what we spend our money on, what we're being taxed for, whether we can or we can't actually step out of the system. In communities from hamlets to big cities, it's the same. It's almost impossible to live off-grid. It's almost impossible to live without the confines of government and society and the taxman and utilities. It's like this big brother arm is reaching out and putting itself around you and saying, no, you cannot escape. We don't care what you think. We don't care what you worry about. We are going to dictate how you live your life. And so we slot into that. And what we do then, we work. Like worker ants, like drones, we work our lives. And we compensate. So we work to earn money. Then we spend to compensate. We buy our cars, we get our mortgages, we book our holidays, and it's all to compensate. So we're all locked in this vicious cycle, aren't we? We earn so that we can spend, so that we can compensate for the work we're doing to earn, to spend, to compensate for the hard work we're earning and putting ourselves under the cosh to earn, to spend, to compensate. And it's always been like this for years. And it's not going to change. This is how it is. And we all fit into it because I think a lot of people will try and kick against it. I tried to kick against it. I bought a narrowboat. Okay, it wasn't dropping out completely, but I tried to kind of do a sideways step. And it worked a little bit, but not much, because I was still tied to the system, still the council tax, I still had fees to pay, I still had rent for my mooring, I still had to pay for my boat, I still had everything that went with it. So I bought to compensate. I had a nice car to compensate, but I was working then, so I had to keep working to compensate. I actually worked out how much it would cost me if I didn't work, how much it would cost me just to live on the boat, the basics, to see if I could cut down or I could stop working. I couldn't, because everything else just came into it and robbed that chance away. And there are people out there who have kind of stepped away and they've managed it, but they're few and far between, and they're very, very fortunate. And they always seem to be at peace. Yeah? we procreate to give the machine another generation to chew on, another generation to grind up, get into the machine, keep the whole system ticking over. There's loads of conspiracy theorists out there, and sometimes you kind of see a little bit of credibility in the conspiracy theories. But dogs don't have this problem. Dogs don't own anything. Dogs don't owe anything. Dogs rely on us. And for the most part, I think people are good owners of dogs. There are cruel people out there, but there always will be. But for the most part, I think people love the dogs and will look after them, and they don't want for anything, because they don't want anything. All they want is our love. That's the only thing they want. And if you love your dog, it will pay you back in love of a magnitude you couldn't believe. They live in the now, and we do their worrying for them. And they just get on with things. They just get on with sniffing each other and other things. All they want is a stick and a waggy bum, and they're happy. They say it's a dog's life, but it's not a bad life, is it? Bloody weather's awful. I hope it's better where you are. We will see you in better weather. It's coming soon. Peace and love.